Good morning, everyone. Welcome. It's Monday morning, which means we're chronically illing out on the Sick of This show and Sick of This publication. Sick of This shit publication. Sorry, it's Monday. I'm tired. Um, how is everyone this morning? I'm Nick Perro. I'm joined by my friends So. Good morning, So.
Hi, good morning.
Stephanie. Good
Hi,
morning.
good morning, guys.
And Beth. Good morning. How is everyone today? How is everyone as you start rolling on the Substack side? Say hi, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the heart, whatever you need to do. Good morning, welcome. How are you, Gara? How are you, ladies, this morning? Because I'm fucking tired. My brain is not going right now.
Yeah, this is my last live before I'm going to take a break, which is good because I don't actually have to think really hard and try to be coherent. But I'm feeling really burnt out. Like this year sucks, and it's really hard to try to both understand what's going on the outside, plus deal what's going on on the inside, and still actually be able to get out of bed. And feel like everybody else is working harder than I am, and in the Substack world, and feeling bad about not working harder. But I guess I can do what I can do, right?
Don't beat yourself up. You're doing a lot. You may be comparing yourself to people who are in the Substack community, either any of us on this call, anyone not on this call, our friends all around us. You're doing a shitload yourself, Steph. Don't put yourself down in any way. You're doing a lot. Today's show is our last one for the year. As weird as that sounds, the year's already over. So we're gonna be skipping next week because it'll be right after Christmas time. Everybody's tired. We need a break. So we're gonna be taking one. But today we're gonna chill out a little bit and look back on what we have done and give ourselves credit for the things that we've been doing this year, and maybe do a little bit of goal setting for next year. Not New Year's resolutions, because those everybody's ready to forget 2 weeks after New Year's, or even 2 days after New Year's, but an intentful look ahead of what we want to do for ourselves, maybe. Doesn't have to be political, doesn't have to be any of that. It can just be, what do we want to do in the new year, or what are we doing in the new year? I think Soso and Beth have some cool stuff that they wanted to talk about for some New Year's things. And so let's maybe, Beth, Soso, maybe you guys take over and and give us a little good news as I drink some coffee, wake myself up, and enjoy some Shakespearean insults. I have my Shakespeare insult mug today.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Take a break. Take a break, Nick. That's okay.
Go ahead, So. Take it away.
What do you mean, Beth? Okay. So should I just give a hint, or because that is also part of looking ahead, right?
Oh yeah, you give more than a hint, but
I think you should just say it all. Just put it all out there.
Let's put it out.
Okay. Well, as you have seen, I would like first to say, Stephanie, you've been doing, and someone, there was Patrick that said you guys are badass. You made a kick-ass job, and so did you, Nick. And I have so much admiration for you guys, because what you do on Substack and elsewhere and at home. I've already mentioned this to someone in our chat here before, that, and I'm saying with my friends, that sometimes, we look at ourselves when we're doing lives, and you don't know sometimes who is watching, put in little comments, or they'll say, and we're like, yeah, but do they realize how harder sometimes it is for you or us to do this? Because sometimes we're just like at our 50%, sometimes we have to cancel. So I just wanted to say that I am so proud to be with you guys. And so to go on my thought that I have been wanting to take my Substack a little bit further. And I've been enjoying myself a lot. It's just hard because I feel like I do it more part-time because I do a lot of things at home. But with this group, and I mean my three friends here, especially Beth, we've been, as you know, working on meditations. Well, Beth is amazing. She writes beautiful stories. And we hit it off together. So we are aiming to do a new show. Should I call it a show, or basically a new live? We're going to try to do it more at the end of the week, so it balances out with this one that's on Monday, most likely on Thursdays. So it's going to be hosted by Beth and I. And the title will be, ta-da! Beth?
I'm like, time for life. I had to think this morning myself. I'm like, wait, time for life. I am so excited about this venture with you, So. This is we're gonna bring joy. That's what we want to bring, joy and happiness and some fun things. So, just to kind of allow people to decompress from the daily stress. But yeah, we're looking forward to this.
That sounds awesome. And also it makes me think of Dirty Dancing in the last scene, even though it's not quite the same, I've had the time of my life.
So and Beth in the corner.
I would like to say also that it would be our pleasure if you could be our first guest, Nick and Stephanie, because hopefully
here.
Well,
sure,
I
Thursday's
might
the
not.
day I don't have anything. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, just let me know what day.
yeah.
And on top of all of this will be hosted here on the Sick of This Shit publications as its own new section, as well as so that everyone in my subscriber base gets to see So and Beth every time. And I can help host. And I'm going to do all of the background show, like production management side for them, so that they have an easy just click and start a show and get ready to go, sort of like I do on some of the Banner and Backbone stuff. But I wanted to bring it here on Sick of the Shit publications so that other people can produce work too and create and have whatever audience base that I have as a way for them to get their work out there.
And if you haven't guessed, Nick is awesome. You don't know that? He's a great guy.
Nick's a superstar.
There's quite a few people in our chat who are weighing in on what their goals are for next year. And I think it's wonderful. And I want to shout out two of them right now, is Patrick and Cheech. You two have some incredible goals. If it's okay, Patrick, I want to read your goal because you dropped it in the chat for us, is to not allow anger to hijack your ability to be present with your family and plan in the present. I think that's a really mindful goal and really self-focused in a good way. And it's forward thinking. So I really like that goal. I think we can all take from that a little bit, especially right now. Even if it's not anger, but don't let your emotion mind take over. You want to live in what's called the wise mind. It's between your intelligent mind, which is where you're just thought and no emotion, and your emotion mind, which is all emotion. There's a balance point. It doesn't always meet midway, because not every situation requires mindfully having emotions in the exact same centered point on a line. It is a shifting scale. That's a that's a very wise mind way of thinking, of that I want to not let something hijack how I think, so that you're preparing for it and you're already looking for what cues might be your body's like emotional takeover, and you can then let your intelligent mind process it more than you would normally. So I think that's a really good goal.
Mhm.
I only know all this because I've spent years in therapy on mindfulness. So this is the therapy that I've taken. So Patrick, great mindful goal. I appreciate that you have that.
Patrick says that he practices DBT and uses it with clients, but
Oh, I
it's
practice
hard to do it
DBT
on
too.
yourself.
That's one of the therapies I used to go through. I've gone through almost 2.5 years of that as a group therapy.
Is that dialectal behavioral therapy? Or
Mine was, it may not be deep. Mine was emotional distress. Mine was EBT, EBD, whatever, emotional distress tolerance, or whatever it's called. But it was a group therapy around the distress tolerance groupings of therapies. And
Oh,
Patrick is saying yes, so I think it's the same thing. Um,
I feel
or
like there's
very
someone in my
similar.
life who could really use that. I have to
I
help
think
find
most
them.
people could use that. And then Cheech, I wanted to give us a shout out to as well, who is donating 100% of his Substack profits towards Ukraine, and the efforts in Ukraine, and to support the Ukrainian freedom from the Russian oppression and the Russian invasion. Um, Cheech's goal is to finally get to Odessa and bring Odessa live to Substack,
This is
while continuing to
fantastic.
donate all of his paid proceeds to Ukraine. Cheech has family there. I've seen Cheech on with Lev and Dean on the weekends, for coffee and tea with Lev and Dean. Um, the work that he's doing is incredible. I know that he's supporting as well in other ways for the community, for Lev's community specifically, in the work that's going on through there, for Ukraine. And I think that's fucking awesome, and amazing. And Cheech, if you have the link for the GoFundMe, that for Lev's GoFundMe for Ukrainian support, please drop it in the chat. So if people are able to support, I can grab that link too, and I can put it up as a QR code, maybe as a way to end your year, is if you haven't, or if you want to, is be able to support Ukraine. I'd
I
be able.
saw in labs they gave out generators. It was
Mhm.
pretty
Like,
amazing.
they're doing incredible work. And my goal for next year is to really make this fully full time, like to get added either one of my shows added on to, or start a new show on maybe one of the more established platforms. Like, my goal is to actually get hired, as um, somebody who does this work outside of just these two platforms, outside of Sick of the Shit Publications and Banner and Backbone, or as part of them. Um, Cheech just dropped the link in the chat, so thank you. And as part of that, I want to use my platform, the platforms that I have, to boost content more than I did this year. And I
You
think I
went
can
from
do that.
0 to amazing in
Yeah,
like
it's only
30
been
seconds
6 months.
flat.
It's only been 6 months since I really hit it off on Substack in any real full way. And I actually just hit my 1 year on Substack not too long ago. But it's only really been 6 months where I've been like going, and thank you. I appreciate that. Like, I've been really trying. And I think it's because I want to make a community, and I needed some friends, and I needed not to wallow in my own misery. Um, and I've finally, my wife and I always talked about it, was like, stop giving men microphones. And I finally had the courage to say to myself, I know that is not me, and I need to take a microphone and do something. And I think so. This past year, my looking back was the courage to put myself out there creatively in a way that I never did before. I put poetry out. Like I'll read one of the poems to you today before we leave. Just a
That would be
poem
wonderful.
from my selection. And
Oh, Nikki.
I want to use that
Nikki.
platform this year to just go even more forward and help men specifically outside of this show. And Nikki, I'm sorry. I hope you are. I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Like, please feel better. Take the rest you need. I see you hanging out in a lot of the Substack chats, and it seems like at least you're not jumping around everywhere, going everywhere. But like, take some rest if you can. Like we have to heal ourselves to be able to heal others.
But I think being part of these Substacks is a good way to not feel isolated. That does that for me.
Yeah. So my look ahead or my planning ahead here on this is I just want to use my platform to continue to boost my friends and other people, and continue to make new friendships and be able to boost and do things like read B's free verse, true verses poetry on some of the shows, and be able to give audio snippets for her to be able to have recordings, like voice recordings of poetry.
Beautiful.
And
you
so,
have a good voice for that.
Thanks. I've heard that. I have a voice for radio. I have a voice for radio.
Better than having a face for radio. And
I was going to say that was at least I've never been told I have a face for radio. I have told somebody else that.
Oh, nice.
Because I can be petty as shit. And they deserve it. And they were like, I forget what the context was, but I remember saying, you have a face for radio and a voice for neither.
Oh, no.
Can I ask?
I'm going to go on my Shakespeare insult mug. They were, let's see here.
Oh, did it freeze?
You're fading out.
Oh, it's freezing.
Oh. I should be back.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys.
Sorry. Can everybody hear me now? Okay. Sorry. We have way more internet traffic than normal at my house right now, because the kids are all home for school break and or winter break. But yeah, they're a fusty nut. They were a fusty nut with no kernel.
That's why we have to help you. That's why we have to help you, Nick, while you rest your brain. We can sort of like fill in for, because Nick's such a great host and such a great, what's the name? Sorry, my French brain is still looking for the right words.
Well, I took French for like 5 years, so maybe I'll be able to remember it a little bit.
Animator.
Did we just find this out? What?
What?
You speak French?
No, I took French. I speak Hebrew, but I don't speak French. One's supplant to the other.
I do remember Je me souviens, which is the motto of Quebec, because I saw that license plate every single day growing up, because growing up in Vermont, you see the Canadian license plates pretty much all the time, because Canada, at that point growing up, we didn't need passports to cross the border to get into Canada. They didn't care.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that? There was no need for a passport to go between the borders of the US and Canada when I was growing up, at least through Vermont, where we were on.
Maybe.
Never did I ever get asked for one. We went on field trips as a kid. None of us had passports with us. We had picture IDs, but we had like our school IDs and stuff, but we didn't have passports. We went to Expos games. We went up to Montreal and went to like the Chinese district or little Chinatown. We also had a feeder team to the Expos growing up, the Vermont Lake Monsters, or the Vermont Expos was the team when I was a kid. Now they're the Lake Monsters or something. But yeah.
In my gut,
Yeah,
probably.
she's saying it too. Like she grew up an hour and a half from Niagara Falls and went over all the time. At one point, there was it says "Je me souviens" on the license plate. It means or I remember.
There you go. Je me souviens. Sorry, it's backwards. So,
Why do you have that right there?
it's like what's, for example, you live in Massachusetts. So what's the word that's, the little sentence, the quote that's in the bottom of the plate? Like, for example, in New Hampshire, it's like live free or die.
I'm not sure that we have one in Massachusetts. I know that Maine is
every state has a
land.
slogan.
Yeah.
Like
well, sorry.
I got to look it up now.
Well, je me souviens means I remember. So basically, I think it has to do with, oh my God, I think it has to do with I remember, which is I remember my culture as a French-speaking Canadian, that I won't forget my roots, where I come from, so that we don't get assimilated in all this sea of English-speaking people. I think that's it.
I found Massachusetts is
Yes.
By the sword we seek peace, but peace only under liberty. So Massachusetts, step the fuck up, y'all.
Well,
keep
that's
going.
not the license plate is Spirit of America. But that's the motto? Yeah.
Yeah, the state's motto. Because live free or die is actually New Hampshire's official motto. Upside down Vermont's official motto. So they got that. They're upside down for us.
We call it New
ours
Hampshire
is freedom and unity. Vermont was freedom and unity. Also the first state in the union outside the original colonies. And Texas, just so y'all know, Vermont is the only state that can legally secede from the union. Not
what?
You. Y'all lost that privilege. Vermont had that because as a republic prior to joining the union, they had the early days, they were given the option to secede at one point. Like they legally put it into writing. Because Texas abused their privilege of that, they lost the right to secede from the union because they tried to. They tried to do it illegally. Vermont has never tried to, so they've never lost the right because they've never pushed the boundary and said, "Now we just want to secede and be a republic again."
No, there's a whole Republic of New England movement.
Yeah. Like the thing is, like, I don't want the U.S. to provincialize itself like that. Like, then we lose the U.S., the cohesion of the U.S. as we further ourselves into smaller country groups. Like that's what they are. Like Cascadia is a country group. New England is a country group, as redundant as New England would be. Like those are country groups that are not the U.S. because they like. And that's kind of what I want to avoid. I want us to reestablish a national identity without the nationalism, without the hateful nationalism. I'm watching Naruto right now, like as my for anyone who hasn't watched, I'm an anime nerd, so I'm rewatching the entirety of Naruto Shippuden. I'm on season 15 out of 16 or something. And it's all about right now it's all about how do you forge forward. They're in a war. They're in their great war, so World War IV for them, basically. And the whole thing is how do they move forward without the hate of the past? And how do they confront this war and unite together without the hate of the past? And so I mean, I think it's a useful lesson right now. It's like, how do we confront what's going on here in the US, around the world, the authoritarianization of the world, as chronically ill people? How do we address that without the hate? Because a lot of hate's going to get spewed towards our communities.
Yeah.
So what do you three think about that? Is how do we address the hate? How do we positively combat or go on offense for our community using our platforms? What can we do in our platforms to stay on offense for our community and keep ourselves present and visible?
I think we do
Putting
this.
y'all on the spot with a tough question.
No, I think one is we do something like this, and lots of people find us and come and find community here. And I think also for me, it's acknowledging in my other Substack stuff that I'm part of this community as well. And sometimes you don't know these things unless you're, if you know someone one way, you don't necessarily know all of it. So I think that's a goal for me as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think building communities is really important, so people can find this group and just become stronger. We can't keep our voices silent. We just have to keep pushing and raising awareness. We're, being chronically ill doesn't mean that we need to be discarded, and that's my fear. I have that fear that the current government will discard those who aren't 100%. So we just got to keep showing up and doing these things and being positive and letting people see who we are and what we do. It's just my thought. Just my thought.
I think that's
a great thought.
I think that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say
our
the
biggest
same.
Yeah, I think
Did
our
it sound
biggest thing
serious
is
with this hanging off me or no? Did it sound really?
no, it came across serious though. Like as I think it was Melissa Corrigan and I said it was like the only person who should be watching you when you're sleeping or when you're awake with consent is Santa Claus.
Exactly.
And with consent, like you got to give that he's got to have some consent here too. Like this weird man peeping in on us all the time.
Otherwise,
That's
it's
kind of
creepy.
creepy.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
I have to step away for a moment. I will be back.
Okay.
Right.
I think the thing is that, I think the thing we need to do is continue building this community as large as we can, and get as many people here in our chat and on our different platforms and into all of, like Jandro says in our chat, is looking forward to seeing over 1,000 in this group per show. Like, yes, that's the goal, is to see like over 1,000 people here every week and have a community of you who keep coming back every week with us, not just a new 1,000 every week, but 1,000 people who come back and then invite their friends and say, hey, you should come listen to this too. I've had more than one person say, I found you because of this show, because or somebody passed this show and we found you because of this show, because you're talking about just chronic illness or like, and that's what I want. I want to create a space. Actually, what I really want is a manosphere that doesn't suck. That said, this is one of my favorite times of the week, so I'm never going to stop doing this show. So this is maybe my only other than like Banner and Backbone on Sick of This Shit. A lot of the things I'll probably focus on this year are manosphere side shows for at least my own personal growth, while boosting community and boosting all of the other creativity that's starting to flourish around me in this community and has flourished around this community in general. Like, I'm so proud to be part of this and help connect people. And so I think looking back, the thing that I've grown on this year the most maybe is realizing that I like connecting folks, and that I should embrace the fact that I'm good at it.
You're very, yeah.
And be
Absolutely.
okay with the
Yeah.
fact that I have a lot of imposter syndrome, because I wasn't doing this 6 months ago. This wasn't my job. I was a software engineer, and I feel like I have no business being here doing this right now. But I guess I'm good at it, and I should be okay with that. And I should be okay with the fact that I'm good at it and that it's fun to do this, because it helps me. I've made a lot of new friends and it's helped me heal, but it seems to be helping other people too, because we keep growing as a space. And Cheech, you've dropped the link a couple times for the GoFundMe. Make sure I can point to it correctly. That way. On this side of my head, up here in this corner, is a QR code. I'm circling around it, and underneath it is a QR code to support Ukraine. Yeah, Twyla. If not me, then who? If not now, when? And so I decided to just do it. It was like putting out the poetry. And so I think a group of us early on, as we all got to know each other, decided that Substack is a visible group therapy, and is us including everyone in a not driven by a therapist, but like a community-based community therapy. And I'm glad we get to do that with each other. And I'm glad people come. Like, thanks everyone who keeps showing up and who's new here as well. If you are new here, hit the subscribe, and you're on Substack, hit the subscribe in the top left-hand corner. That subscribes you to all 4 of us. I know Steph's not here at the moment. She'll be back. And if you're new here too, welcome. I'm Nick Parrow. This is Sick of This Shit Publications. This is Chronically Illing Out, or Chilling Out with my friends, So, Beth, and Steph. And we sort of get away from the direct politics here. I talk about that enough. This is a space for those of us with chronic illnesses to come together and talk about them and be honest about them. And je me souviens, I remember my chronic illness, yes, and I listened to it. And so, and I found friends who have chronic illnesses too. And there's so many of you out there in the community that I really appreciate it. And thanks, Mom. I know you're watching today. Thanks, Mom. I love you. Happy last day of Hanukkah. I won't say who my mom is in the chat, but I will say thanks, Mom. I'm glad you're here. Glad you're listening in. Everybody hit the heart and smash the heart and share if you can, because we've still got time left on our show this morning. And for those who are new here, why I was reintroducing Chronically Illing Out or Chilling Out is the final segment that we do at the end of the show. Is Beth and So put together a meditation for us every week. And one of the things I'm going to start doing is I'm going to extract the audio from the meditations, or, well, no, Beth already has the audio for meditations and all that. I'm going to be posting under the Time for Life all of your meditations as a secondary post with both you guys authoring on it. So I created for anyone who doesn't know, there's a secondary user now that you may all see. It's just join the chat. And I'll mute it so I don't hear. Oh, wow. It came out as, oh, that was me who was saying hi. Let's say hi. Hey, I'm saying hey through Sick of This Shit Publications. I created a new user just for Beth and so that I can make sure that they are able to broadcast on Sick of the Shit and have their Time for Life show. And they get to get all their work out there. So anyone who hasn't already subscribed to both of them and to Stephanie, and oh, that's cool. There's some questions in the chat, Beth. So do you include breathing techniques, box breaths, cyclic sigh, or MR? I don't know if that's supposed to be Mr. or just MR, but just, or PMR, sorry. And so maybe there's ideas for expansion on other meditations and meditation tips and how to, and you can, like we've talked about, you can use that section for meditative growth, for self-growth. That's the whole point of this, is we're getting close to our first 7,500 subscribers here on Sick of This Shit Publications. My goal is to be closer to the 50,000 by the end, 50 to 100,000 by the end of the year. Is next year is what I'd like to be at, which is a huge growth from what I'm at now.
Making a note.
Huge growth. But I would like to take where I'm at and 10x it, which would be 65-ish thousand. So help me get there, everybody, because that would mean we would have over 1,000 people on these shows every morning. That's what that would mean. Like Patrick or Jandro said it in the chat, was he looks forward to having over 1,000 of us here every show. That's what it would mean. So go plant a seed with everybody. And if you know somebody with, thanks Jack for that metaphor. I like the tree metaphor.
I did too.
Also, if you haven't subscribed to Jack, Jack's a friend of the show. He came on for a chat with us, and I look forward to having him back as well. And so go subscribe to Jack. Just hit his name in the chat, and you can subscribe there if you're on Substack. But yeah, if we want to get to 1,000 a year, that's how we do it. Is we 10x this community from what it is now.
And just keep pushing, keep building, because then we reach, it's not, the number is about, they're not number, it's about people. How many people? So somebody doesn't feel alone or isolated or, needs a friend. Maybe this hour makes a difference. That's our hope.
Yeah.
And Beth, if I can add, because basically it's what you said. What you said is, somebody said it in the chat, I believe it was Polly a little while ago. She said, I'm not chronically ill, but I hang out here because it's so calming. I mean, that's, for me, it does everything. Do you know the word salary of the heart? In French, we say salaire du cœur. So it means this is my salary, which means like I'm getting to feel good. I'm getting to be happier about life. I'm having a better day just because I'm hanging out with you guys every Monday. But at the same time, I do want to point out, and I know we stress it sometimes a lot, but Nick has been just kicking ass since the beginning of the time that he got here on Substack. And I would like to say that if you want to support a smaller, rather than the bigger ones, like I don't like saying this, but like it's always the same example, like Tim Acosta, people but I mean, then you're really helping someone to actually do this for a living, and he's helping us. I mean, he's helping us grow. I mean, and when I mean grow, it's not just like growing. If you're able to do this for a living, then it's amazing, because you're doing something that makes you happy. Can you imagine? I mean, how many of us get the chance to work and doing something that makes you happy at the same time? I mean, for me, that's a privilege.
Life changing.
So thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you too, Ceso. I appreciate it. And Beth, I appreciate it a lot. I came from a job where I didn't get a lot of recognition for the work I did for a long time. So like positive recognition still and positive feedback still is weird to me. And like visible feedback is weird to me. And at the same time, I feel a lot of growth and I'm feeling a lot of confidence because I've been on shows with, I was on the show with Lev Parnas, Zev Shalev, and Ellie Leonard. Um,
That was amazing.
while Zev asked some incredible questions to Michael Cohen, and we got lied to, or at least misled. I want to be careful with my words. I think we were misled. I don't know why, but I think there's something underneath all of what's going on there. And I've gotten to know some incredible people through all of this. Not just like big name folks, but people who are friends. And I've become friends with people all across different communities. And this is one of my favorites. This place right here, because we don't always talk politics, and we get to just chill out. That's why I'm glad I changed the name to that, because that's what it is. Is we're chilling out here.
It's great.
Yeah, and Ellie's a force to be reckoned with. If you're not subscribed to her already, please go subscribe to Ellie Leonard. But we got to push back on Michael. I even got to push back on a specific point about it. Like he made a point to try and use Lev as the example of like not a Russian mobster buying property in the early 90s. And I was like, and I even said, I was like, Lev, no offense to you, my friend, like, because he and I have gotten to know each other a little bit and he's really awesome. I was like, no offense to you, Lev, but you are a shitty example for somebody to be using a not Russian mobster in the 90s because that's what you were. And he was like, no, I know. Like I was. And so like I've been able to put myself out there and use the skills that I've learned through my life so far, and actually use them in hopefully a positive way. And Steph, welcome back. We've said some nice things about you while you were gone.
That's very sweet.
And everyone around, because this is a community for all of us. And I am not saying unsubscribe to anyone, because I do not want anyone coming after me either on this one. Because
just for next year, resubscribe to someone else.
Subscribe. Just remember, my words here is remember where you put your money and donate and contribute to causes you care about, and that includes people you care about. So if you care about what we're saying more, and you think that we're telling you the truth more, and that you value what we're saying more, then shift a paid subscription from A to B and give it to those who you care about, and want to see grow, and maybe who don't have millions of dollars already, and aren't part of a super large network and chummy with major network friends and people who have a lot of money and who aren't doing as much as they promised they would do during the election if this happened, compared to people who are like giving their time, and trying to like continuing to give their time and doing more than they've been asked or more than they expected to be doing. Like I didn't expect to be doing any of this, to be totally honest. I had a really good job as a software engineer, until I lost it. And I needed to do something that could help, especially right now. And there are people with millions of dollars who are not doing anything. So stop giving millionaires money, so that we can break the cycle of robber barons robbing us, because the purple check marks have enough. And I say that liking some of the purple check marks myself. Don't look at individual people as purple check marks if they're parts of larger networks. Sometimes support the people themselves, not just the networks. And I say that owning a network of my own, but it's a tiny one without a purple check mark. So come support that one too.
But he's done what he's saying is that the big network gets to share their check mark,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
Nick has done for us.
Yes.
So the check mark you see, I'm still at 97. Last time I was at 98. So that check mark is due to Nick. So just think about that when you see the purple check mark.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, like Heather Cox Richardson, is sharing her shit all over the place. She doesn't need you to spend money on her own Substack, and you can get all of her stuff free.
Yeah.
For instance.
Yeah. If you can get all of their content for free and they have a purple check mark, don't pay for it. That means they're already getting hundreds of thousands of paid subscribers, which is millions of dollars in a year. You don't need to keep adding to it, especially if you're already paying for them somewhere else. Don't double pay for the same networks if you can help support somebody else. Like paywall. Yeah, I don't paywall anything except for the piece of, like, I have music that I've paywalled so far just as an incentive to help me grow to get to 250 paid subs. Like, if you're in the audience and you want to become a paid sub, please do. Help me get to 250, and then every 50 after, I'll be doing another piece of music that have recorded, I'll be releasing. But for us, the biggest thing is like share. Like, I do this so that I can share Steph and So and Beth and myself out there. And then I can share all my friends and boost their content.
And thank you, Nick. We really appreciate it. But I would like to add, this wouldn't be possible with the 217, I love the number 17, people in the chat who are sharing with us, because you guys are there. And I'm actually seeing a lot of new names, which I would like to say hi to and welcome. You don't have to be chronically ill to chill with us, but if you enjoy having a good talk, and right now we're just hanging out before the holidays, because this will be, as Nick, you've said in the beginning, this would be our last one before taking a break for Christmas. So I just wanted to say thank you, really. It's like to you guys, but also to the people in the chat, because whenever I see the names and people just chatting and exchanging with each other, for me, that's also a way that some people will actually get in touch with each other, you know, like because they might make a new friend, or even if it's an online friend, I mean, it's a friend. So thank you.
Yeah, I think the community,
connections are important.
Absolutely. The community here is so really amazing. I'm glad that you're all here, because you know, I see you in other places on Substack, and I feel like there's like there's a there. We're not just all anonymous fake name. Well, we could have fake names, but we're not all anonymous names. We're people, and I feel that very strongly here, where I don't in other places.
Yeah, I think because there's just, not that other people don't care, but I think we really, really do. This group really cares about people, and I think that's how we found each other, or, you know, somehow connected. This is just an amazing place that my Monday starts off much better when I'm here, and not because I'm a host. It's just because I look at the chat too. I see the people, and I don't feel so isolated and alone, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you, everyone, for being here. Yeah.
And I hope everyone in the chat feels less isolated when they're here. Like, that's one of the big things, is I want to make sure everybody feels less isolated as we go, and feels more empowered to be visible, either in their own communities or just in general, just like within their families, within what I like to call sphere of influence. I got taught that term and I love it. Sphere of influence is we have to impact the sphere of influence that we have ourselves. Normally, to do that, you have to heal yourself, and you have to be willing to give yourself growth and positive space, and talk to yourself truthfully, but then being able to share it with those around you and how you can influence them. And my sphere of influence went from nobody basically outside of my family and a small group of friends to almost 6,500 people or more, closing in on 7,000 in 6 months. Like I didn't expect that. No, it's good for all of us. And that's
You're amazing though, because you've made that. You've your personality. Take a moment to give yourself a little love, because you have the type of personality that people feel comfortable with and appreciate, and it's soothing and calm. And you've built that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Agree.
Thank you. With that, before we go, we've got 2 things to do before we give ourselves our goodbyes and some QR codes on how people can support us. Is first, it's the last 10 minutes, which means it's meditation time. We're going to do it slightly differently this time. You're not going to see any or hear any of us on the screen. You're just going to get the meditation. It is our holiday joy meditation today. You'll see pictures that all of us have provided this time included, which is amazing. And I hope everybody enjoys it. And then I'm going to read a poem before we go, and then we'll sell ourselves, just because I can.
Love it.
And so we'll see y'all on the flip side of the meditation. Stay with us in the chat, smash that heart, and join us in the meditation. We will be as quiet as we can be. You won't hear us because we'll be muted, but join us for the meditation. Take part in it. Smash that heart before we start. And then we'll see you guys on the flip side for a little bit more.
Welcome to our holiday joy meditation. Begin by taking a deep breath in through your nose and slowly exhale out through your mouth. Believe that it's okay to let the stress, tension, or anxiety melt away as you unwind in the beauty of the holiday season. Whether you adorn a tree with twinkling lights, baubles, and bows, or you celebrate the season by lighting candles on a menorah, remember to pause and take care of you. Take this moment for quiet stillness, allowing yourself to relax further with each breath. It is important that you recharge your own batteries so that you may project your own beautiful light in the darkness. Once again, take a deep breath in through your nose and slowly exhale out through your mouth. If any tension or stress is remaining, let it go. Imagine the scent of pine, the glow of lights, the taste, both savory and sweet, the warmth of home, and the magic all around you. Allow yourself to be present in this moment of peace and harmony. There is no rush. There is no hurry. Only calm. Take one more deep breath in and slowly exhale out of your mouth. As you move through your day and week, whether you celebrate or do not, give yourself permission to enjoy life's unpredictability and wonder. Embrace those quiet, precious moments and just breathe. From across the miles and borders, have your elf a very merry holiday season.
The elf.
That was awesome.
That was wonderful.
I don't know what your elf does, but that's what mine does at the holidays.
That was the mensch on the bench in there.
I loved it. I love that picture.
He watches over the menorah and makes sure that the candles stay lit all night. That's his job. He doesn't do mischief, unlike the elf. The elf is rude and does mischief. We don't have an elf.
Mensch is just a mensch.
The mensch is just a mensch. It's just a good dude, just chilling. And so that I love the photos in that one, though. It was so fun. I actually kept my eyes open this time. Normally I close my eyes during the meditation and I miss all the photos. But this time I made sure to keep them open.
Me too.
It was so fun. It made me smile the whole time.
Yeah.
Agree.
It's fun to know they're all like memories too, right? It's not AI. Like we're sharing our memories together. That's like, wow.
You all saw my dreidel collection. Like that's as memory as it gets, because some of those are old and kid painted and whatever.
I loved them. It was so fun to see.
It was fun to do, yeah.
Was it your elf that was in the jacuzzi, Beth?
That is my elf and his girlfriend and the jacuzzi, yes. Yeah.
And the little duck. Sorry, it was really good.
He's been around quite a bit in our house over the years, starting with our kids. And now that they're adults, I find the elf in different places when they come on.
Oh, they move it around?
It's still a fun thing. Yeah.
It has to be fun. Has to be.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I'm going to drop my poem into the Substack chat. Sorry, excuse me. I'm going to read one. I don't know if I've read this one in a while, or if I think I've read this one aloud before.
Yeah, I remember.
It's been a while. This one is called Chirps at Night, and is part of my chronic journey series of poems. And this one is one of the positive nights of chronic illness or chronic journeys where my pain was muted and it wasn't as bad as it was on the low end of the scale, rather than being obnoxiously high. So I got to enjoy some time where it felt more normal. And so this poem was just me sitting out on the porch and getting to enjoy that at night and listening to, it was late summer, early fall, when bugs were still out, and I got to listen to all the sounds at night. So with that in mind, I'll read Chirps at Night for everyone. Chirps at Night. Sitting with the chirps at night, I drift free as those clouds so light. Lightly aloft in the sky so bright, hear those cricketing songs ignite, igniting into a chorus above, where I float on wisps and songs of love, loving the peace of mind it brings, with gentle songs becoming cricketing rings, ringing out clear to shift the wind, opening to twinkling pearls which shine, shining down on a sea of grass, filling the night with waves of green. Greenery takes wing as the song renews, echoes of stillness scatter and bounce to life. Lifelong songs become blossom. Lifelong songs blossom to create a callback, hearkening to a time when I drifted so still. Stillness is now a thing of the past, with wind picking up, a breeze blowing so fast, faster as the cricketing crescendo grows, rocketing into a choir that everyone knows, knowing their song will come to an end. With a leap off the clouds, I begin to descend, descending straight down into a green of sea, caught on wings of chirps, my mind set free, freely to float with those cricketing wings, finding a peace so rare, knowing the fortune it brings, bringing me, bringing me gently to soft clouds, refracting moonlight, shimmering my mind, echoes with millions of cricketing chirps at night. That was Chirps at Night. That one's a mouthful. I got to reread that one again and get it back out there.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks. So
Very beautiful.
thanks. I that one's one of my more musical ones, I think. I forget the exact name of the poetry type that it is, but it takes it's a rhyming scheme that I use. It's an AB, it's still a sonnet format, with an AB, an AB, a BC, and an EE, or whatever you want to call it. Sets of stanzas. This one I did where each word also is transformed into the first word of the next line, so it has to flow a lot more rhythmically.
Can you imagine how talented you are to just put all of these together, thinking of, the symmetry and the wording, and then, I mean, congrats.
Thanks. I appreciate that. And we've kept everyone just over our hour, which is fine.
Oh, yeah.
Because we like to go long sometimes. Now is when we get to sell ourselves. Everybody gets to tell everybody where to find them, how they can support us, how we can get our work out so that everybody gets more visible and the word gets out, and we can expand our shows and have more things like Time for Life with So and Beth. And we can build our community. So instead of ending our show with 255, we end our show with 2,500. Like, that would be the goal. Not just because of the numbers, but because 2,500 people watching our show like this means that every single one of you is probably going to talk about it a little bit through your day, of like, oh, I saw this interesting show. They weren't talking politics. They were talking about themselves and enjoying a community. You're going to want to come back, and then your friends are going to be like, ooh, maybe I should come too. And that's what we want. We want then bring it back out into your world. So how do we do that? We sell ourselves here a little bit, and we let everybody know where to find each other. So we're going to first start with Beth today on the Possibilitarians Light, and the work that she's doing, because Beth's our meditation pro. She brings us our meditation, writes a new meditation for us each week, and helps put together the video of it and make sure it's ready for us and available. And then I'm going to start posting them onto Sick of the Shit publications under their Time for Life, and making sure you and So have those also. Is come help support Beth so that she can keep doing this and keep putting in the time and get the recognition for what she's doing. So Beth, anything you want to say? Sell yourself.
Just thank you. I am putting a lot of work into these meditations, and I have to say it does bring me a lot of joy. It brings me a lot of joy to do this, and kind of feels good knowing that I may be making a difference. So yeah, and the Possibilitarians Light is, it's about I'm not giving up. I still believe that all things are possible. Please support me and my co-host, who I absolutely love so much. Thank you.
Thanks,
I'm
Beth.
tired. I haven't slept, so that was my sell.
No, that's fine. It's also Monday. It's busy. We're all tired. It's the beginning of the week. But go support Beth, and go support Beth, because she deserves it. And she's doing so much amazing work. And just so much friendship. That's part of it too. is it's the community that we're creating. We get to talk to each other all the time. And then my other good friend here, Dr. Stephanie Wilson, Doctor of History, Freedom Over Fascism, so many things in so many places, who sometimes forgets that she's good at what she does too. And she is amazing, and puts on incredible interviews and has had some very powerful guests over the last few months that I've known her. And she's parts of different groups of pro-democracy people, and pro-democracy individuals who are serving and doing service without recognition in any way. And so thank you for your service to Stephanie, for what you're doing with Freedom Over Fascism. So help Steph get across the 100 mark. I know 3 of you could or would love to become paid subs with her. She's amazing. So Steph, sell yourself, my friend.
Thank you so much. I thank all of you, but Nick, that was just beautiful. Freedom Over Fascism started out as a podcast. I've been going for 2 years. And the point is, there are several points. One is to create conversations with people who can help us understand the moment we're in, or give us ways to take action. And another point is that I believe that hope is an action, that hope isn't just like sitting around waiting for something good to happen. It's the actions we take to make it happen. So that's why I do it, because it gives me hope, and it allows me to, get up every day instead of just staying in bed, which sometimes I would like to do. And I've got some really cool people coming up in January, and I'll have a lot more. So if you would subscribe, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Steph. Again, go subscribe to Steph. She's awesome, and a really good friend. And so you are finally finding your voice, and I'm so glad that you have on what you want to do, and finding things you're really enjoying and that make you happy to do it. And so taking some amazing photography, growing and changing how she's putting herself out there, and took a big step forward with turning on her paid subs. And so come support her in any way you can, free or paid, but help her grow too, because her photography is amazing. Her friendship is wonderful. And I'm glad she gets to be such a big part of the meditation creativity process, and the new show that they're going to be doing. So sell yourself, my friend.
Well, that's going to be hard, but I'll be absolutely honest. Nick, Stephanie, and Beth, and all who are in the chat, for me, it's been really hard to put myself out there, meaning like I started writing on Substack about like almost a year ago, and it took time for me to decide to go on a live, because I'm like, well, what's live is just, it stays out there, right? It's public. And I've had, and I'm sorry to talk about this, but I've had lots of tragedies in my personal life, and it's not everything that I want to share, but I will say that the holidays is a really hard period, and I understand. And I just want to say my heart is going out to everyone who's lost someone for the holidays. Sorry, I'm not turning this into a sell myself, but I'm just saying, like, this is part of me continuing putting myself out there, is also being in action, because action, you're not paralyzed, you work towards something. You just, and basically, yeah. So thank you. I'm not as active every day, but I do enjoy Substack, because it really allows me to, I'll be honest, just to see who's out there, but to see myself in good light. And there'll be bad days, but there are good days, and thank you, everyone. So just, I put a lot of pictures on there. Just try to be happy, cheery, be merry. And with Beth, we're going to have the time of our life next year. So thank you, guys.
Thank
I
you.
love it. Thank you so much. Thank you to the three of you for being here with me and being my friends and becoming friends with me. I've needed new friends and more friends, and it's, even though we're all online, it's fun to get to just have a public call with each of you every week, and just hang out, and help us continue to do that. Please help support Sick of the Shit Publications and help me grow, so that we can. The more support that we get, the more that I can help contribute back and build out these tools and make life easier for my friends and for myself. But also get more of this out there. There's some more shows that I want to do next year. There's more support that I'm going to be working on, with Shane Urich in the background on some things for ourselves and tools, but also how we can support the community to stay engaged and stay active. And so to help keep all of that community growing, come support Sick of the Shit Publications, and help me do that work, as well as help my friends do their work, and boost their content. I'm 60% off right now on Sick of the Shit Pub till the end of the year. So get a 60% off forever if you want to join as a paid sub. I've also dropped the founding price from 200 to 100 to see if more of y'all would like to become founding subscribers for a larger contribution per year. So if you want to consider becoming a founding sub and being part of the Sickest of Them All community, I'd love it. I'd love to reach at least 10, and then keep that number growing from there. So please consider subscribing as a founding sub too. And then consider subscribing and first becoming subs with all of my friends. If you're on Substack, hit the subscribe one last time if you haven't already done so in that top left corner, and join all of us. And like we said at the beginning of the show, and as we've said, this will be our last one for this year. We'll see y'all back on the first Monday of January. And we will be a year wiser, and ready to start moving into the future, into a better path forward. So let's go do some better humaning, as Steph would say, and use this time to better human ourselves during the winter, during the holidays, and with our families. So thanks, friends. Thank you guys for being with me. Thank you, everyone in our audience, for being here. Hearts for all. And we will see everyone in 2 weeks. Thanks, everyone. Merry Christmas. Chag Shemach. Happy end of Hanukkah. And happy Kwanzaa. Happy solstice. Happy New Year. Happy everything. Happy every holiday that is around this.